So I don't know if this is video number 4 or 5. I think it's 5 now. Not sure. I'm going to talk about castor oil packs. So I will wait a couple minutes because I know there's going to be questions about this one, talking about castor oil packs. So this is part of the body health series that I was doing. Things that are very inexpensive to do, but profoundly healing. And so when I was a practitioner, these are things that I taught to my patients to help improve their immune system, how to improve their bodies and their health, and to keep them out of the doctor's office. And so these are invaluable healing skills to help you alleviate normal pain and inflammation of the body and boost your immune system. So I will wait a minute because it's like dinner time. So I don't know if anybody's going to jump on. I'll give it like a minute. So this is me after a full day of healing, a full day of sessions. So I'll give it a minute. If not, I'm just going to start talking because I'm hungry and I only eat one meal a day. So, okay, nobody's jumping on. So, castor oil packs. What are castor oil packs good for? Castor oil is made from a seed, and it's actually a toxic seed, but in its oil form, it can be ingested as a laxative or to be used for compresses. Now, that's what I'm going to teach you. The castor oil packs are a compress, and this can be used to remove trauma out of the body, shock out of the body, inflammation out of the body, pain out of the body. This can be like your go-to first aid, or it can actually tonify the organs. So if you do castor oil packs on certain organs, you can actually improve the function of those organs. Because of the lipid structure of castor oil, it actually permeates through the skin barrier and actually can get into muscle and organs. It gets into the cell structure, into the organs, the muscles. So it's very powerful. And this is like multi-millennia old, this practice of castor oil packing. And it was kind of a lost practice really until Edgar Cayce brought it back up while he was doing his all of his sessions. So he would channel information from spirit and higher wisdom. And so castor oil packs. So what you will need is castor oil, either 100% organic cotton or 100% organic wool, but untreated fabric. So historically, wool was what was used. And so that's what I use. And so it's, as you can see, it's like all natural fabric. But wool, the reason why wool I find is better than cotton, and unless you have, of course, an allergy to wool, don't do it. But wool is actually more absorbent and it holds more of the castor oil. And so it's less messy, in my opinion. Anyhow, this is wool. Untreated wool, right? So you're gonna need the castor oil, the wool. And so what you do is completely saturate the fabric. And so this was a huge, huge piece and I cut it. And so I'll probably cut it again. I won't ever use that full size because when you do the packs, you're usually packing a small area. So if you're taking trauma out of an injury like bruising, or I had packed a broken bone once for my ex. And so you can also pack sprains. You can pack muscle pulls. So like if you have achy muscles like neck and back pain or low back, you can actually castor oil pack them to help take some of the inflammation out of the muscle tissue. And so you're going to completely saturate the fabric with castor oil, like completely saturate. And then you're going to put it on the skin. So, but when you put it, after you put it on the skin, BPA free plastic wrap. This will keep it in place because you need to lay there for like 30 minutes. So usually wrap it in BPA free plastic wrap and then apply heat. And it has to be a natural heat source. You cannot use a heating pad, okay? So this is a BPA free hot water bottle. And these are really nice. The Fasci ones, this was made in Germany, really high quality. Like this one is pretty old and it's lasted a super long time. So I really like this one. I had another one that was kind of thinner and it started leaking, but this one holds a seal really well. So if you don't have a hot water bottle, I recommend that. They are more costly than the ones you get at the drugstore, but it's a good investment because you're not going to be replacing it every year if you plan on doing castor oil packs often. Like Amanda, you have a house full of boys. I imagine there's lots of like sprains, injuries, like Adrian just hurt himself recently. Like this probably would have been good to do like immediately. But it was really involved to explain it. So you saturate the fabric, you put it on the area of injury, wrap it in BPA free plastic wrap, and then apply the heat. And then you can put a towel over it, a towel under it, because it's kind of messy business. And then you leave it for 30 minutes without moving. Stay completely still 30 minutes, okay? After the 30 minutes, you want to completely clean the area with a water mixture of baking soda and water to completely clean the area, okay? So what you do is you're gonna mix the baking soda with water until it looks milky. You don't want it to be thick like a paste, but like, you know, create like a milky and then clean it with that. Clean it with the water and baking soda, and then you can just clean as normal. But to get all the oil and residue off of the space after you do the castor oil pack, use the baking soda and water to get all of that off. Now, hi Miguel. Amanda says, yes, I do. This is amazing. Definitely getting those supplies. So castor oil packs, like I said, are multi-millennia old. This is an ancient practice. And it was used for injuries, but also to boost immune system. The reason why is because most of the time when illness occurs, it's the stagnation of the lymph in our body, and our lymphatic system helps the body heal. Right? That's where the T cells come from. And so it's actually been proven and measured after castor oil packs that the T11 cells actually increased for a period of 7 hours. So the T cells are all about the immune system. So this is like harnessing all of those soldiers to awaken and go to the space to heal it. Okay, so wherever that's triggered. And so these cells have their own awareness, have their own wisdom, and they go where needed. That's the whole purpose of the immune system. And so there's no trickery involved. Our bodies are amazing, miraculous machines that they will heal themselves. But if you do these practices to help boost the immune system or help assist them in their healing process, it actually, one, slows the aging process, hello, and also will keep you out of the doctor's office, keep you healthier. So there is a whole protocol. You can look it up. I'm sure you'll be able to find one really easy, where you can do a period of a week or 2 weeks. Like they have different protocols where you can do this for different illnesses. So say you have like an immunosuppressed illness, or an autoimmune disorder, they have protocols for castor oil packs to pack the liver, to pack the kidneys, to pack the spleen, to pack the stomach. You can do this and you just put the pack over the space, put the plastic over it, and then put the heat over it. Wait 30 minutes and then clean the space. And a lot of those are required to do them on an empty stomach so that it doesn't make you feel nauseous. So there's different protocols, but you can actually look those up. But that's castor oil packs. I wanted to plant the seeds of curiosity in you to help you. So if you have an injury, like for those guys that are on here that play sports, you know, that back pain or even shoulder pain, or, you know, when you roll your ankle, to do a castor oil pack to take some of the shock out of that and to speed the healing process. So are there any questions? And you can reuse, by the way, you can reuse that. So say I use this completely saturated, I used it for a pack, then I put it in a Ziploc and save it. And the oil, this oil doesn't go rancid. So it doesn't like end up, it doesn't end up really smelling after any period of time. So you can just store it in a cool place in the Ziploc. Or you can even store it in the fridge in a Ziploc if you want a cool press, if you tend to use it more often. And then once it starts getting a little drier, add more oil. You can even pour the oil in the bag to completely saturate it, but save it. And then if you feel like it's getting kind of grimy, just replace it. But you can reuse those, because this oil, like I said, the lipid structure of castor oil actually gets past the skin barrier into muscle and the tissue of organs. So I guess that's it. No questions? Wow, I thought there would be questions with this. So like I said, this whole health series are things that I used to recommend to my patients as adopting as like home remedies and treatments that you can try at home. But honestly, what I would tell my patients, literally the first time I ever even talked to them, I would tell them, I said, look, if you change absolutely nothing, and if you never come back to see me and actually do anything with me to further your healing process, breathe deep more often and stay hydrated. Honestly, and that's life altering for most people, because most adults have never been taught how to deep breathe. And so deep breathing actually starts in the low belly. It's actually diaphragmatic breathing. And so I'll stand up for this. So you're gonna start the breath here, very low belly. And so the breath starts, you push it out, stomach, and then into the chest. So the shoulders and neck are never moving with deep breathing. And so if you breathe like that, the entire lobes of the lungs are actually getting full with breath. And it's literally a light switch for the parasympathetic nervous system. And the body starts sending out all of those soldiers that we talked about. And so it removes toxins from the body, it oxygenates the body, because most of the time the body starts turning acidic because it is dehydrated and because it's not oxygenated. So an oxygenated body is a healthy body, period. So you do that, it sends out the soldiers, you get a shot of serotonin, oxytocin. That's why deep breathing feels so good. But normally the parasympathetic nervous system only switches on in the deepest sleep. So if you take a deep breath, it literally is a light switch for that parasympathetic nervous system. And it's very healing just to deep breathe. And so the rule of thumb for hydrating yourself is half your body weight in ounces. So I weigh 120, so that's 60 ounces. But because I live in a desert, I always make sure I'm getting 90 ounces at least a day. 90 ounces of water a day, 90 ounces of water a day. and that keeps you hydrated. And yes, you are going to be in the bathroom more often at first. My patients would always say that. And then I'm going to be peeing every 5 minutes. At first, initially, yes. You know why? Because the body is literally celebrating that it finally has a chance to remove some toxins from your body. So yes, the kidneys will be in overdrive. That filtration system will be in overdrive until your body is actually used to being hydrated. And when the body gets used to being hydrated, then you will pee less often. Urinate, eliminate, however you want to say that. Whatever you feel like hearing. I don't know. Some people get very triggered by like bodily functions. So that's the thing. So I'm going to go off of here and I will post this, but Castor Oil Packs. Thank you.